We just had another amazing month. Lots of people, celebrated for hitting cab bonuses and the rank runners and rank ups and you name it. How are people feeling about the new Happy Co and what we have going on here? Is this amazing or what? See the numbers climbing on the numbers of people jumping on the Zoom. So guys, we're gonna go into some info, maybe have a couple people share some different insights, and then we'll close it out with a not only mindset training but some skill set training, because we talked about how we want to help people sharpen their axe and get better at what we're doing. And it's interesting. I just did a Facebook Live probably about 30 minutes ago, and talking about culture, talking about what it is that what we're creating here together, what we're doing. And we want to start the call off to talk about how I was actually talking to Shane McCarl the other day, and he was telling me, and we were talking about, and sometimes when people hear us share from a place of why we started here and what we wanted to create, to some it could sound like it's already happened, and some might create stories in their mind and say, well, it's already happened, I don't have a shot. And what I want to share with you is that and we truly believe this, and when I say we, I'm just talking about the leadership team, and that could be you. We believe that the top income earners have not even gotten here yet, and this is why. Guys, we haven't even hit momentum. We've created some amazing numbers and had all kinds of, we made a big mess going out there, sharing a simple cup of coffee, a capsule, and some, other goodies. And we've created a company that has had all kinds of accolades and they've talked about, but we believe that the best has not even started to come. And I think Ricky's going to jump on real quick. He's going to share some insights and stuff, and then we'll get this training started. But Ricky, you out there, my friend?
Yeah, I'm out here, Chris. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. Well, I want to congratulate each and every one of you guys for having an incredible month, February. Although that it was short, you guys went out there and completely crushed the month. So congratulations to all. Guys, I want to share some information. Some of you may know about this already through the groups or may not, but there was an announcement that was made through our public company today. We're under a publicly traded company, in case some of you are new and don't know that. What that means is you have a public company and we're underneath a public company. Any revenue that the company does goes to our public company. That's how that works, okay? So guys, we just made an announcement that we've all been waiting for, right? We made an announcement last week that we're going into the Asian market. And the announcement today was that DSS, which is another company that has a relationship with Mr. Fai Chen, invested $30 million into helping out with the international expansion, okay? So guys, it's super exciting what's going on and what's about to happen this year in 2021 for a lot of you on this call. You guys are the founders of this company, the Happy co-founders. This message is going to be a global monster that we're all going to create together. So guys, I want you to really start expanding your thinking, because a lot of people go, well, I don't know nobody in Asia. Well, guess what? You have social media, don't you? So go out there on social media and say, who do I know that knows someone in Asia? Okay, guys, one person that takes off and runs with this, and if they come through your network, can be life-changing. for each and every one of you guys. Really get excited about what we have our hands on, what you guys helped create here, because we didn't do it. Me and Chris didn't do this, or the McLeans, none of the leaders that got started here 3 years ago. We didn't create this. You guys did. Okay. It's been in the making for a while. We've been putting a lot of stuff in place. And guys, everything that you've ever dreamed of joining this company is about to come to fruition for those that take massive action and start talking to people. Okay. That's all we do is we talk to people. We network with people. And I'm super excited because tomorrow you guys are going to see another press release that's going to completely blow your mind on what's going to come out tomorrow on another press release that we're going to be sharing on our messenger chats, on our group pages, and you guys aren't going to believe what's happening, but it's real. We've all worked for this. We've been waiting for this to happen for 3 years. The time is here. I want you guys to really get out there and start talking to everyone and anyone you know, because once we catch momentum, and it's going to happen this year, guys, we're on our way to $1 billion company, okay? There's nothing stopping us. We're financially strong. We have everything that we could ever ask for out in the field with the corporate staff and the leadership that we've attracted to our company. We're different. We're the Happy Co. And now it's time to go out there and deliver the message of happiness to the world. So I wanted to congratulate each and every one of you guys for being patient, sticking with us, and going out there and creating our brand, because this is our baby and the world's about to know who the Happy Company is. So thank you so much, Chris, for letting me talk. Keep your ears open to what's about to happen this week. There's a press release coming out tomorrow, and there's another press release coming out later on this week, guys. A lot to be excited about. So guys, just get out there, start putting us on calls with people, and let's go out there and make this happen in a big, big way. Thank you so much. Back over to you, Chris.
Perfect. Awesome. So again, guys, in closing out the month, one of the things that you want to do is, one, you want to celebrate all the victories that you've had in the team. And two, you want to console what people consider to be the defeats. Because many people in their mind create the story of, well, I could have done this or I could have done that and all that stuff. And the beautiful part about it is every day we get to wake up and start over again. Every single day we have a chance to basically start the rest of our life. And, you know, it goes back to when I got started in this industry. One of my mentors told me it takes the rest of your life to fail. And the only way to fail is to quit. So, guys, as long as you're still breathing and you haven't quit, basically you still have a shot. You still have a chance to create whatever it is that you want. So with that being said, you know, it doesn't really matter where you are today. It's a matter of where you want to go tomorrow. And the information that we just shared with you is more just affirmation that, one, with the people that are investing in this company, tells you that that's, like, if you had to say, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm sure you would agree. If people are spending millions and millions of dollars to invest into the company, that's probably a good thing, isn't it? And then if you have, you know, people like Phi Chan that's involved, that is a multi-billionaire that owns public companies, probably a good thing, right? So these are things that you just need to know, that there is solid backing behind our company, and what we're going to create together in the Happy Co. will be one of the biggest things that you'll ever be able to be a part of. So I'm really excited for all of you. So I kind of want to go back a little bit and talk about what Shannon and I were talking about the other day. And we were talking about, you know, the culture and community of what we actually had. And guys, if you're doing this from a place of you're just, if you're looking at people with dollar signs on their head or what volume that they can bring in and all that other stuff, you are missing the boat of what is really about in terms of network marketing. What this is, network marketing is about your network of people that you have that are friends, family, different people that you might know. And I've never looked at people and they can feel it. Like, you don't want to look at people like they have a dollar sign on their forehead and you're only trying to bring them into this business because of what value they're going to bring to you. In fact, I've been calling some old friends of mine that I haven't talked to in a while, and I'm not, beating around the bush and saying, oh, hey, what's been up? Long time no see. And then, backdooring the business. I'm calling them pretty much flat out and just saying, hey, I know we haven't talked in a while. I wanted to reach out to you because, look, with how crazy life is and people are busy and all that other stuff, like, if I'm going to do business, I want to do it with people that I know, like, and trust, people that I care about. And look, over the last 3 years, we've done some amazing things, but the best is yet to come. And we literally just launched the Happy Co. And I wanted to call you up and personally invite you to take a look at it so where you can possibly be a part of what we're doing, because what we've done over the last 3 years has been amazing. But what we're about to do, and with this new branding and everything that we have going on, it could not be a better time to get started. And I would love to basically be doing business with you again, and so where we can, keep developing our relationship as friends, because at the end of the day, guys, you want to be in business with people that you'd want to hang out with. Like, the last thing I want to do is bring people into my business that I wouldn't want to hang out with on the weekend or have a barbecue or anything like that, because then that means that when I have to reach out to that person or talk to them, that I'm talking to people that I really don't care to talk to, right? Like, if you could basically, what if your life was hanging out with your friends all day, every day, whether it be on the phone, on Zoom, or in person? Well, guys, that's what we get to do in this business. See, whenever you start having language like, I have to make calls, I have to do this, I have to do that, nobody wants to have to do anything. I know I don't. I'm one of those rebellious people. Like, I think I shared with y'all that I kind of messed up my anniversary. I forgot to get my wife flowers and stuff like that and all that stuff. Well, today I got her flowers because I wanted to, not because I had to, but because I wanted to. And the point is that nobody wants to feel like they have to or feel obligated, or that might be a terrible analogy and probably get myself in trouble. My wife's probably in the other room sitting there going, jerk. But the point is that we don't want to have to do stuff because we have to. But what if every single day you get to do your business? What if every day you get to share this with people because of the way that it can impact someone's life? What if you get to talk to your friends every day and talk to them about things that make them happy? Guys, could there be a better business where we're literally getting into people's dreams, their aspirations, what they want out of life, building dream boards together, talking about, being on that beach? And I was talking to Shane, one of the worst things about this whole lockdown stuff is the fact that we have not been able to really get together with everybody. And the thing is that that's what we are. That's who we are. And we get to design the life that we want, to spend the time that we want with people that we want to spend time with. And that's what it's all about. That's what, my wife and I, and I want to say my wife and I, but like, as we're like designing our house and our boat house and all that stuff, and I'm joking around, like my wife and I, like me, I would have 50 people at my house every day. My daughter's like, me too. Every day I'd have 1 million people at my house, right? So we're gonna have the boathouse to where we can have people that are staying in the boathouse where they're not all in our space. because my wife does like a thing called privacy sometimes, where I'm a more the merrier, gregarious type of person. Like, you know, like I get in trouble because say it's summertime and we're out on the boat, and next thing you know, I'm inviting everybody that's out on the boat. So I might have 15 people in the boat, and I'm inviting them over to the house, and then we're doing a crawfish bowl at 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then, you know, she's a part of that. Well, the thing is that that's, to me, that is excitement. That's what we do this for. What if we have a business that we get to spend time and hang out with our friends and do that? Because, and I'm saying what if, it's because we do. And when I say what if, I'm saying what if because you get to design the life that you want and make it look however you want it to look. You can design your life to look like anything that you want. So I don't know if I was talking to Gavin, are you out there? I wanted to ask you a quick question because he went over something the other night. And I just wanted to see if you wanted to share it real quick. Gavin, are you out there? Put him on the spot. I don't know if I see him, but he was telling me how what he was doing and going through the steps of exactly what Eric Worre would say in his process on how he will prospect someone and then the closing questions and all that, because I'm going to get into a little bit of a skill set here and it'll go right along with that. But one of the things I've been doing is every single day I'm listening to some type of personal development. And what I'm enjoying about the whole process of building the house and having the dirt come in is every day I get to see the difference in how things change and how it moves and grows. And I have this vision of what I want it to look like. And even though I didn't know anything about a bulldozer or how to operate one or whatever, now I'm like a bulldozer pro and I'm running a bulldozer and all that. And I've negotiated it where I have free dirt coming in. Not only do I have free dirt, but they have a dozer that they leave on site. They pay for the fuel and all that. So I have free dirt coming in that I get to run a bulldozer as much as I want. I could be on it all day, which I'm not because I'm too busy. I have other stuff to do. But basically, I have free dirt coming in. I have a dozer out there and all that stuff. And it all comes from a vision and visualizing and creating. I literally was pulling over dump trucks and stuff. And guys, the business is the same way. If you don't ask, you're definitely going to get a no. But if you do ask, you never know what can happen. So I'll see job sites going on the side and I'll stop and talk to them and ask them where they're bringing their dirt. They need a place to dump it. I'll stop dump trucks on the side, you know, if they're in the gas station or wherever. I'll follow them and see where they're going and stop them and talk to them, wherever. In worst case scenarios, they say no, right? But through this process of me following trucks and doing all this stuff, I now have dirt coming in there literally every day. And I'm not paying for it. They're supplying me a bulldozer and they're paying for the fuel. It's crazy. And then now they have a street sweeper out there. So if I want to jump in different equipment, I have a street sweeper to keep the street clean and all that stuff that they have because they need a place to bring the dirt. So my point is, if you don't ask, if you don't prospect, there's no chance of you getting a win. So if you don't ask, the worst case scenario is you stay the same. The worst case scenario is they say no, and no means not now. Because the funny part about it is the company that's now bringing in the majority of the dirt for free told me no in the beginning. They wanted to charge me $90 a load to bring it in. And it just so happened that whatever they were doing wasn't working anymore. And then they needed a place and then boom, now they're over there. So no means not now. No never means no. And I wanted to share that because the number one preventer of success, the number one preventer, and this isn't me coming up with this isn't whatever, but the number one preventer of success, according to Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's book, is fear. And it's fear of other people's opinions. OPO. It's other people's opinions. It's fear of a fake thing called rejection, of it. They might say no. And no means not now. And if you build a relationship with people, not only did I have free dirt, but I sampled the guy that is the dispatcher for that company, messaged him tonight, and I was like, hey, how'd you like the coffee? How'd you like the caps? And I'll read you his text. But I'm sampling people everywhere, like, and I'm looking for things to go do. I'm getting out and I'm meeting different groups of people and four-wheeling and doing different stuff like that. And it's getting me in to different circles of groups of people and friends and building relationships with people to build my network. But basically I said, hey, did you ever have a chance to try the coffee or the Happy Caps? I said, here's the link I told you I'd send you. And he goes, yes, those capsules work great. So the thing is, guys, that if you don't ask, you're guaranteed to not get a positive response. So you have to go out there and step out of your comfort zone and go talk to people. So I built a lot of friendships and a lot of relationships with different networkers over the years and stuff like that. And it's funny. I see Lisa Jan's on this call, and she was on my live earlier, and like we don't benefit from each other's business in the business in terms financially, but we do benefit because rising tide raises all ships. And all of us working together, the more every person wins, the more it helps everyone. But my point with that is that even though we don't benefit from each other's businesses, we still communicate. We still have friendships, real friendships. I'm talking to multiple people this week. Some of them, I don't know if they're open to another opportunity or not. What I will share with you, because I called up a good friend of mine, Cedric Harris, and I asked him, I said, I don't want to be that guy that goes out and poaches other people and other companies to try to get them to leave their company, to leave mine. That's like, you going after married people and saying, hey, your husband sucks or your wife sucks, like whatever. Like, guys, we're not out there to try to break up a happy marriage. But what we are out there to do is to build relationships. And you never know through building relationships what can come about it. So I was talking to my buddy Cedric, and we were just talking about the industry and all that stuff. And my point is I have a lot of friends in a lot of different companies. And I keep those friendships because you never know what can come about with anything. You never know when somebody might be looking, things might change. So it's about building those relationships and continue to build those relationships and not have the relationships be about what you can get from that person. It's about just building a relationship to have a relationship, because when things change or when things get tough or when, they might be looking for something else, they're going to think of the person that was their friend no matter what. The person that was a true friend that wasn't calling them just to try to get something from them or because they had a dollar sign in their head. Oh, if this person comes into my business, amazing things are going to happen. But you never know where people are. And you never know what those relationships on. I've been referred people over the years from people that I had that were friends in other companies, that someone wasn't a fit for their company, and they're like, hey, you should reach out to my friend Chris. What they're doing might be more of a fit for you. So you never know through building those relationships what can come about from that. So my point with sharing that is the number one preventer of success is OPO, other people's opinions, and what you feel that other people's opinions are. So what I want to do is I want to go over real quick some statistical numbers, right? So you might want to write this stuff down, because there's 100% of the population, correct? Like let's just say if we have percentages, I would have a big pie chart behind me written on a board or whatever, but my assistant over here, Vanna, would have to draw that out because I'd probably screw up the percentages on the pie. But the point being is that 27% of the population are what we call unmotivatable. They are the people that will brag about saying, you know what, I can find the worst in anything. Boy, oh boy, aren't you special? Like, guys, what I can tell you is that they never make statues of critics. So you want to make sure that you're not that person that can find the negative in anything or in everything. The thing is that 27% of the people, you could tell them that you have the winning lottery ticket and they will sit there and say, oh, that sounds too good to be true. And will just look at you like you're crazy, right? The bottom line is that 27% of the people aren't the people you want in your business because they are unmotivatable. They are people that, like one of the guys I asked over the weekend, I asked him if he kept an open mind in business. He's like, nope, I'm good. Some people just aren't open. Some people just aren't motivated, right? But then you have the 60% of the population which are motivatable. So we're calling these motivatable, which means you can motivate them, but when you're motivatable, you have to realize that they're also can go down and up and down and up and down and up. And the thing is we're going to have a lot of these people in our business. And what I can tell you is that if you want to create success, you have to have a rock solid belief in what we're doing, where we're going, and what we want to create. And you have to have in your mind that belief. You can't be a roller coaster, because that roller coaster, guys, people want to follow a leader. People want to join someone that knows where they're going, that believes in what they're doing. And if today you're up and tomorrow you're down and the next day you're up and the next day you're down, like, you don't want people to feel like if they answer the phone, what the hell am I going to have to hear? Am I going to hear the down person or am I going to hear the up person? And you have to decide to be that person that when the phone rings, the person knows that if they answer the phone, that they're going to get positive information from you, that you are going to be a light in their life, that you are going to be an energy that they can draw from, not Eeyore. People want to follow a Tigger. They don't want an Eeyore. People want to be with happy people. How many times, and the crazy part is you'll go on Facebook and you'll have people that they're, something positive. They want to basically put something positive on their Facebook feed. And they might get a few likes and all this stuff. And, some people cheering them on and all that stuff, which is great, which I love to cheer people on and congratulate them for awesome stuff. But just watch how people work. Go put on Facebook that your dog got run over or your cat or something bad happened. And, you're going to have 5,000 people comment on it. It's crazy. It's crazy how many people will sit there and go, poor you and all that stuff. And it's crazy how the energy that people go to that stuff versus celebrating all the victories that people have. Guys, you want to be the person celebrating other people. That's how you stand out. You're the person that's cheering people on. You're the person that people can go to, and they know that if they go click on your newsfeed, that they're going to get some positive stuff. Guys, that's who you want to become. You want to be the person that you would want to join. And the crazy thing is in our business is we attract who we are. And if your business and we're attracting who we are and the people that you have are up and down, sometimes you got to look in the mirror and go, well, am I up and down? Am I up, down, up, down, up, down? I remember when I first started in this industry, my first company, Eric Worre, was there. And we did a thing called the game plan interview, which we call the welcome call here. And it was a little bit different, but what it was is they would find out a little bit about your goals and they would find out how to coach you and stuff like that. And the thing is he would talk about, how do you want me to coach you when you go down? Because everybody goes down. See, we could be excited and we're fired up, but what we need to know is how to help push you when you have a down point. And what I love about this industry of network marketing is that when you build a huge group of people, not everybody has a downtime at the same time, unless the leaders are showing that they're down And the leaders are showing that they're doubting, or the leaders are showing. That's why they say every company rises and falls on leadership. And that leadership starts with you. That leadership starts with the person that you look at every morning and night when you're brushing your teeth. That person is who it starts off with. And the thing is that you have to decide to be that person that people want to join. And not worry about what other people think, because 60% of people are motivatable. Oh, you'll get them excited. But you can be motivated in being in the wrong vehicle. I mean, when I was a horseshoer, I was motivated. I was bent onto a horse's butt all day, but I was motivated to do more. You know, I know different people work different jobs. You might be motivated, but that vehicle, it doesn't matter how motivated you are. Certain vehicles are only going to go so fast. Like if you're in a Yugo, does anybody even know what a Yugo is? Hyundais used to be the car that was, now Hyundais are like a Mercedes, right? They're like really nice. It's crazy how things, that's just to show you, like, don't look at where you are, but where you're going. That was a company that Hyundai was like the cheapest thing you ever saw in your life. Now the Genesis, I mean, they're every bit as nice as a Mercedes. They're unbelievable. Beautiful cars, still a Hyundai, right? But the thing is that the vehicle that you're in is going to dictate where you're going. People can be motivated, but be in the wrong vehicle. And it's our job to show them that this is a vehicle that they can go out there and create the life that they want. So again, 60% of the people are motivatable. In other words, they're going to be up and down. You can motivate them, but you got to keep them motivated. And then there's 10% of the people that are self-motivated. That they are self-motivated, that they basically motivate themselves. Like there's people on this call, whether you call them or not, whether you basically told them they need to do this or not, they're going to just go do it because that's what they do, because they are motivated. And guys, there's some people that are just motivated, and that's really who you want. So if you look at yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, let's just say that you're a 5. We're all 5s. So anybody that is a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are people that are either more successful than you or see themselves as more successful than you. Their self-image of what they believe is basically, higher up, right? So guys, you want to be going after the 6s, the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s. You really want to go after your 10s. And this is why. Is because if you are going after the 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s, and to you, they're a 4 or they're a 2, and they go after their 4s and their 2s, then you end up with, does anybody remember Charlie Brown? You end up with Pigpen on your team, right? You end up with like, you end up with the lowest of the low. The people are like, oh, nothing works, this, whatever. Like, guys, there's people right now, like we have the Happy Co now. There's some people that when they get, because all the new branding isn't on all the packages yet, some people are going to get upset if they get the old packaging, even though it's the exact same stuff. Like, does it matter? No, not at all. So we have to set that expectation for them that if they get the old packaging, that's not a bad thing, that it's the same stuff and the same thing. But my point is that the more you go after the 10s, the less they worry about any of the small stuff. They don't care, because all they care about is their dream. All they care about is where they're going. All they care about is winning. And it's funny that sometimes the most successful people are the easiest ones to bring on board, because some of those people do it not because they need the money, but because they need the challenge. They like to go out there and challenge themselves. They like to push through things. They like to see if they can do it. It's funny. One of the things I love about the stupid off-road and four-wheel driving stuff that I do is like, it's just crazy. You just tear stuff up and all that. But it's like, you go after I'm always like looking for the worst of the worst hole. Like when you look at that, you're like, there's no way that machine is going through that. And it's just like, I got to see if I could do this. I mean, you got to see if you could do it. And if y'all have looked at my Facebook, like there's pictures of the machine up on its side or like stuck in a mud hole. And if you would have saw some of the stuff I was doing, it's just ridiculous, right? But it's a blast. But it's the challenge that's the most fun. And I watch some people that just go around every hole in life, right? They go around, they look for the easiest path, and they don't want to go do the hard stuff. The guys, I get the most enjoyment out of the stuff that when people say, don't go in there, there's no way you're going to make it through. And I'm like, oh yeah? Well, let me show you this as I break something. But I'm like, just tearing it up and stuff. And it's so much fun to basically make things happen when it doesn't seem. My point is some of the most successful people out there like to do things based on them being told that it's not possible. Do you know that there was a time when people said so many things were not possible, and basically while other people were saying you can't do it, they were doing it. Do you know that how many times he did not invent the light bulb before he did? Do you know how many people were laughing, going, "You've tried over 10,000 times. How does it feel to fail over and over and over?" And he said, "I never failed. I successfully figured out 10,000 ways on how not to invent the light bulb before I did." And the thing is, guys, is you can't worry about what other people's opinions are. You have to push through for what your dreams, your aspirations are. So now you have to not only be self-motivated, but you have to find self-motivated people, because they're the easiest people to work with. And then 3% of the population, guys, they are the motivators. They are the people that are not only motivated, but they're inspired, and they are basically motivating other people. And this is what I love most about this industry, is that leaders are made, not born. And that every single one of you all on this call, especially if you've had major challenges in your life. You know, it's funny, when Ricky and I really first started building a relationship, and he told me his story, like his backstory, like his childhood story and the stuff. And he shared with me that another leader told him, don't ever share that story again. And the thing is that it's your biggest weaknesses or the biggest challenges that you deal with in life that are the things that are your biggest strengths. Because what I can share with you is that nobody wants to go and let's just say, for instance, if you know the story of Michael Jordan or Tom Brady or many of the major greats that we have out there in the world, Drew Brees is another one, that basically San Diego got rid of him because said he'll never do it again because of his shoulder and stuff like that, and then broke record after record after record after record. You're too short. You'll never be able to do it. Tom Brady was like not even anywhere close to an early round draft pick, and was like not the guy to whatever, now win more championships than anybody ever. Michael Jordan's high school coach said that he sucked and he'll never amount to anything. More championships. Guys, the thing is that what inspires people is not somebody just when you see someone on top and how they won or how they're winning, to have them talk about how great they are or what they're doing or whatever. What inspires people is, how did you get over the challenges? How did you get through the obstacles? How did you basically, right, they said Michael Jordan didn't even make varsity basketball. The thing is that what people want to know is, how did you push forward even though? You know, it's funny, my mom was like my first set of personal development. She used to every morning read to me positive quotes out of the newspaper and stuff, and read these stories to me, and all this different stuff. And I don't know why I was bringing that up, but at any rate, basically, she used to say something all the time, which was, the worst thing that can happen in life is you stay the same. And the thing is that one of my mentors was sharing with me. He said what he likes to do is read autobiographies. Reads biographies of people that have been super successful. And if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, really what that is it's a collaboration of over 20 years of interviews with all the successful people in the world. So it's basically like little snippets of a biography, right? And the thing is that what you'll find with every superstar leader is that they went through major challenges and they went through major failures prior to winning. Like, I know that this is a local story because the guy was right here from New Orleans, but has anybody eaten Popeye's chicken before? Right? Well, he went bankrupt 7 times prior to opening up Popeyes. He tried over and over and over and over and over and failed, but then boom, hit it big with Popeyes. Not only do they have Popeyes, but they have now Copeland's. They have, and where they make their most money is actually in their spice company that sells to all the Popeyes. So not only did they franchise and did they sell or sell a franchise to all the Popeyes, but they make the majority of their money from actually selling the spices and the seasonings and all the stuff to all the Popeyes through their spice company. But he failed over and over and over before he won. So guys, I want to talk about that. That is again, the number one preventer of success is other people's opinions. So, it was one of my mentors, and he told the story. His name is Jeff Olson, and he told the story of basically when he was getting started, the thing that he read an article that said that if it rains on the day of your funeral, that half the people that were going to show up to your funeral won't show up. Half. He said that if it rains on your funeral day, that half the people that were going to show up won't show up. And he said, when I read that article, I realized that I don't give a damn what people think because, and this is his words, by the way, he said, these people won't even show up at my funeral if it rains. Like, why do I care what they think? Why do I care about their opinion? Why do I give a darn about what other people think if they're not going to even show up at my funeral the day that it rains? So I really don't care what people think, right? So guys, you can't either. You can't worry about what people think. So now let's go into a real quick skill set before we close out. But I want to start out by this. Remember this, that people will always remember you at your worst. Isn't that lovely? And people always remember you at your worst, right? So that's why we always have to work our best to be our best all the time. So where that our worst is way better than what our worst is right now. Because people will remember you at your worst, especially when you want to try to figure out a reason to have a problem with it. So let's go with, I'm going to go over 3 types of questions. This is our skill set part of the call. We're going to go over to leading questions. So what would a leading question be? Like, hey, if you were going to get this business started fast or slow, which way would you want to get it started? And why do we say that? Because if you're leading them, you want to lead them to an answer that you know is going to be a positive or a way that you want them to move. Hey, like if you could choose to be happier, you'd want that, wouldn't you? So you want to lead people in a question. And what I did is I ended that with a close-ended question. So leading questions are one type of question, and we're going to talk about 3 types. So leading questions are number 1, alternative questions are number 2. And close-ended questions are number 3. So why are we going over this? Because before there's a sale being made, you want to have, on average, people need to get 7 minor agreements before they'll make a major agreement. So you want to get people nodding and bobbing. You want to get people going, yes, yes, yes. You can see that, can't you? That makes sense, doesn't it? So what those are, that is close-ended questions. So let's go over the close-ended questions as we talk about this, because we want to get minor agreements. Because if we can get these minor agreements, then we can get the major agreement. So close-ended questions, you want to write this down. Isn't it? Wouldn't it? Couldn't it? Shouldn't it? Doesn't it? All those types of words are words that you can end a close-ended question. You can see that, can't you? That makes sense, doesn't it? If you were me and I were you, you'd want somebody to help you, wouldn't you? So guys, you want to practice this. Like, I recommend practicing this with your spouse. Like, baby, you want to get busy, don't you? No, I'm joking, but you want to basically practice this with your kids, practice it with your family, practice it with your friends, and get good at getting close-ended questions. So, isn't it, wouldn't it, doesn't it, couldn't it, shouldn't it? All these words are words that you can end a close-ended question. And what'll happen is, guys, and you want to why am I saying practice? Because, guys, when you start doing anything, you are unconsciously incompetent, which means you don't know what you don't know. So you don't realize that you don't even know what you're doing. Then you become consciously competent. You become consciously competent by doing it. And then basically by doing it, you get better and better and better. And then you become consciously competent by doing it. And then you become unconsciously competent, where it's just a reflex. 1 + 1, 2 + 2, 3 + 3, right? It just comes, boom, 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 and you just know it. So you want to practice. Because what'll happen is when you'll start, you'll say, that makes sense, shouldn't it? Oh, wait, no, I wasn't supposed to say that, right? So that doesn't sound right, right? So you want to practice this so where you get good at it. And wouldn't you agree, if you practice a little bit, that you can get good at anything? Can't you? And as you hear me do it over and over and over, I'm sure you start to pick it up, don't you? So, guys, you want to practice this stuff. So now let's talk about alternative closing questions. Now, has anybody ever went to a store and they said, do you want to pay cash, credit, or check? Now people are like, check, what is that, right? But the thing is it's called an alternative closing question. Like, remember those tests in school, A, B, C, right? Where you had to fill out the little circle? Well, guys, you want to basically give people alternatives. So when you're setting appointments, hey, if I send you a video, when do you think you can look at it? Hey, do you want me to call you back at, or hey, when can we talk? Do you want me to call you back at 3, or is 5 better for you? Alternative closing question. Hey, did you want to get started being happy and make extra money, or just be happy? So after looking at the video, were you thinking more about the business or more about being happy, or both? See, these are all alternative closing questions. Hey, do you like coffee or tea? Alternative closing question. Hey, have you got started? Were you wanting to get started on the lemonade and the Xanthamax, or the Happy Cap in the Xanthamax, or the Happy Coffee in the Xanthamax? Alternative closing question. Not, hey, what do you think? Because they could tell you something like, well, I think your breath stinks. But if you give them an alternative, then you're only going to get one of the alternatives. So guys, in closing, because I know we're about to hit almost an hour, I want y'all to practice your leading questions. Hey, and leading questions can also be alternative questions. They could also be close-ended questions. But it's just the type of question. Did you want to get started fast or slow? Hey, what kit should I buy? Well, did you want to get started fast or slow? Oh, I want to get started fast. Most people that want to get started fast go with the $4.99 because it has the most value. You like to save money, don't you? Close-ended question. So I use multiple. I use the leading question, fast or slow. And then I use an alternative question. And then I'm closing it with a close-ended question. And these are all things that you could practice. And what you'll find is you want to get people to agree with you and help them to realize that it was their idea. Because you want to be happier, don't you? If there was a way just to drink is something as simple as a cup of coffee, you would do that. It would make you happy, wouldn't you? Well, I don't like coffee. Well, what if it made you happy? You would drink it. Couldn't you? So guys, you just want to practice this stuff. And I'm telling you, it's so great. Like say you go to book a room at a hotel. Like I use this almost all the time. I always say, man, you're doing such a great job. You have great people skills. I bet you everybody tells you that, don't they? Hey, you can hook me up with a room in that is a suite, can't you? You can give me a better price than that, can't you? If you were me and I were you, you'd want somebody that would hook you up, wouldn't you? And I joke around and I do this whenever I am basically booking a room, and I'm telling you, I always get a discount. It's crazy. Like I will get discounts all the time by using that stuff, by basically giving them compliments and then using closing-ended questions and leading questions in there. So with that being said, guys, we're going to close it out with that. I hope you guys got value. Everybody have an awesome night. Appreciate you all. We're going to make sure that every week we're going to be bringing different value to these calls. And we're going to keep morphing and changing and making sure that we're always giving you guys some room to grow and become the best versions of yourselves. Because what we know is that every single one of you all were destined for greatness, that you were designed for greatness, you were made for greatness, and we believe that you have greatness within you. And we're excited to watch the success that you're going to have with the Happy Co, because this can be your place to create whatever it is that you want to create in your life. Love you guys. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you, Chris. Always great.
Thank you.
Well,
Awesome,
everybody.
Chris. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Chris.
Yeah, buddy.
Bye, everyone.